Dear colleagues, I'm glad to present a study called Sustainability of Biogas Production using SHELFORD'S law. The main question is, do you really think that all of alternative energetic is sustainable? And the answer is that alternative energy also can be not sustainable. For example, it also affects on the land and it has some effect on the people. It uses materials that may be dangerous, for example, during production of solar panels. Also, technology may be not carbon negative, but carbon neutral. It means that it doesn't take out carbon from the atmosphere. It's provided same compare with traditional ways of production of energy, and also it may require some resources, for example water. So this paper aim is to propose method to evaluate sustainability of alternative energetic projects, take into account not only positive effects but also negative effects. At this slide you can see that generally interest to alternative energetic is grows. At the left side of graph we can see that the amount of papers is significantly growing that's related to biogas production, and at the right side of display you can see the most active countries in this field. However, mostly all papers are related only to positive features of alternative energetic, but not to evaluate its sustainability, take into account also negative features. And the environment, SHELFORD'S law is very common and widely used. It foresees determination of some environmental factor and determination its influence on population size. Such law can be used for example, growing of microorganisms or also to biodiversity. We can see that there is some optimum range. It's a range where some environmental factor is optimal for growing, and there is some tolerance range where a group of organisms can live. And so, for example, it may be temperature. Yeah, with low or high temperature organisms do not survive. The same law can be used for finding of optimum parameters of sustainability for dissemination of, for example, biogas plants. So there is some optimum when its negative effects do not dominate on their positive effects. For example, we can take Germany, where the amount of biogas plants is so high that it requires lands to grow specific cultures to use them as substrate for biogas plants, and it seems not sustainability. It means case of Germany is here. It's some excess of using of alternative energy sources, and it may be not sustainable. Also, development of new technology will lead to shift from this graph to right side, and also to increasing of its square. It means that there is more zone of optimum of such graph, and optimization of processes led to improving of positive sides of such technologies and to decreasing of negative sides. That's why we have such shift. There is some few examples of such optimization. For example, its production of ammonia during anaerobic digestion. We have study related to this. Its development of method of ammonia production for carbon-free energy, published last year. Also, it's decreasing of consumption of water for such technologies. It's also studied dry anaerobic digestion of chicken manure. and it may be finding of optimal conditions of technology using informational tools, for example ontologies, and also there study ontological informational system for selection of technology for anaerobic treatment. So not only factors related to optimization have effect on optimum size. For example, different technologies in different countries can have different optimum. It's because, for example, solar panels at left side of the slide at Norway will be not effective due to lack of sunny days and sunny energy. And at the same time, location of such solar panels in Africa will be much effective, and it will have huger optimum due to more sunny days and more energy, sunny energy at this region. Okay, also using of Shelford's law related to alternative energy is maybe used as economical tools. For example, we will have some economical attractiveness of the technology, for example, green tariff for biogas production, and it will affect on dissemination of this technology. And so if we will increase size of green tariff, it will also increase the dissemination of such technology. At this graph we can see that there is some zone of high probability and two zones from other sides, from right and left side, with low probability. And also it's a really useful tool because it's the tool which can use government to manage amount of dissemination of sources of alternative energy, and at the left side we can see the case when it's not effective usage of this tool, because high probability cases of dissemination of such technology do not correspond to optimum. And if it will be managed in a good way, it's a graphic from the right side, both high probability cases and optimum will correspond to each other. To prove that economy is a good way to manage amount of alternative sources, we can analyze two graphs. From the left side we can see amount of plants, of biogas plants in EU, and at the right side we can see prices of energy in EU. So the highest amount of biogas plants is in Germany, and the same, it has the highest price of energy. At the second place, related to amount of biogas plants, is Italy, and at the right side we can see that also Italy has second highest price of energy in EU. So this tool is very effective to manage amount of dissemination of alternative energy sources, and it's a good tool to use. Okay, I just want to welcome you to join group in Telegram, when you can find conferences in this simple and structured way. Here you have a link and link to Telegram channel, and for example you can see the structured view of this conference. So if you have any question, here's my email, and also you can search my name to find a publication I told in this presentation. Thank you for your attention.